Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you are. You are tuned into another edition of Classic Tetris Monthly. It's going to be Giovanni Ostuni, the Italian, against Dog playing Tetris, the American. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's get him counted down. We'll talk about these players in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Giovanni, the Italian, the number one seed in our qualifying for this tournament, was a semi-finalist last month after, I think, also, was the number 2 seed. So back-to-back pretty darn high seeds in the qualifying, made it to the semifinals last month and ended up going out to Zafanya Nenu, who and also ended up going out to Pixel Andy. So Pixel Andy last month with a crucial tournament win, I think, for Andy. Was good for him to win that one after so many disappointments in DAS-related events. But Giovanni now, I'm going to try to go ahead and take one down, but we'll have to get through Dog playing Tetris, the 2-time Classic Tetris World Championship world champion, winner in both online years, 2020 and 2021, arguably the toughest CTWC fields ever since they were online, and pretty much everyone in the world who wanted to play could play. 96,000 for Dog, 139 for Giovanni. As we get underway, of course, Dog, a many multi-time CTM Masters event winner. I think Dog is up to 8 now, if you include, as I do, all the Mega Masters and Lone Stars and all that stuff. Dog's got a lot. He would be our, third winningest player in CTM Masters event. So looking to diversify his portfolio right now, as it were. Dog was number 4 in the qualifying, just under a 1.1 average of 2 in our qualifying for April. And got through Longboy and Sharky. Actually defeated Sharky in the top 8. So not an easy draw in the top 8. Sharky always a favorite to go deep in a DAS tournament. 235 Giovanni, 220 for Dog. Man, we did play Dog's first single to open the broadcast. So if you want to find Dog's music, you can go look on Spotify. Michael Kahn, Disillusion. And I hopefully we don't get copyright stricken. I don't know. I can see Dog doing that, trying to split our stream revenue. That pesky Dog. 273 for Dog, 266 Giovanni. This is a best of 5, so the zeros next to the players' names are how many wins they have in this match. The first player to get to 3 is the winner. We start on level 18, there's 130 lines of that, and then level 19, there's 100 lines of that, culminating in what is basically the DAS kill screen at level 29. And very seldom do we get much further than level 29, although Pixel Andy in competition get to, 34? It's crazy. Tristop put a link in the Twitch chat if you want to go follow Dog on Spotify. It's got a couple of singles out there. 372 for Dog, 382 for Giovanni, same line count and about 10,000 points difference. That's about a half a Tetris. Tetris is here on 18 worth 22,800. And someone asking, Giovanni got a 1.3. Why does his PB say 1.29? These are all like images that are generated at the beginning of every month, and so we update them at the beginning of the month. And there's really not a lot of time and space to stay up to date with every single PB. You'll see that in our next match with Peak, who just today got a 1.2 for the first time with DAS. 451 here for Giovanni. 444 for Dog. Giovanni with a Tetris 474. Dog going to fill in the middle of that stack to get Tetris ready. And you'll see, of course, in DAS competitions, the piece movement is more limited than with a tapping kind of play style, whether hyper tapping or rolling. So players will play comparatively lower, comparatively flatter. Because that's basically as far as they can get the piece over, left or right, in the time that they have with DAS. 514 for Dog, 525 Giovanni. So still about that 10,000 point difference. And we're just about 13 lines away from the level 19 transition, where the speed will increase by 50%, 50%. Dog was the runner-up in the Classic Tetris World Championships this year. The CTWC. Good adjustment here for Dog. I still can't get these adjustments down even as a DAS player. I mean, what we've been finding... Oh, well, here we go. 594 for Giovanni, actually. Let's see if he can bring this down. Both players kind of with some down stacking to do. Giovanni going to open up that right side. And Dog needs to get something over to that left. This is going to be tough for Dog to get something over. That T will get over, and that J is like a lifesaver on that left side of the board. And maybe a little bit too high on that left. So he's going to have to quick tap something or bring this down with L pieces. And when he can't get anything over, that's going to do it for Dog. And Dog going to top out. And Giovanni is good in game number 1. Pummy Zoe says, do their hurts have to be under 10, or do they have to just play DAS? They have to play DAS. You know, 1 and 2 taps in the middle. We don't really care. I mean, you can tap those as fat. We don't care. 1 and 2 taps are pretty much free. Let's get him going here in game 2. Giovanni up 1 game to none over Dog playing Tetris. 3-2-1 Tetris. We kind of speed ran. Oh, look at these adjustments for Dog. Loving them. I wish I were fast enough to do them. Now you can see we do have the Hertz display and the input display. These are just sort of checks. Of course, we do trust that our players will stay within the spirit of DAS. But it's good to just have a check. And, you know, one little thing here or there is not going to utterly disqualify someone, but players should be playing the DAS play style, where you're using the press and hold mechanism to overcome the slow little delay that the game wants to put on your piece when you move left to right. 140 for Giovanni, 140 for Dog. Thank you, by the way, K9 watching Tetris with the 3-2-1 countdown bit says, go Dog, go. If you want to support the channel, you can do so with bits and subs here on Twitch. You can do it with super chats and stickers on YouTube. Those go a long way. And this is the last day of the month, so, you know, we are, if you still want to qualify for a Tetris tournament online, we are still open for qualifiers. As long as it's August 31st where you live, qualifying is still open. Maybe Dog had a thought about setting up some VITs or something. I don't know. That would have been crazy because he already had a line dependency, but I just see them everywhere now. I'm just setting them up even when I shouldn't, just to find adjustments and, I don't know, just expand my brain a little bit. And it's super fun to set those VITs up. Like, I went years and years never setting one up. All of a sudden, I can't stop it. 263 for Dog, 263 for Giovanni. Same score, same lines. But Giovanni will get a signal and ruin it. And Gio's going to set up a Vit. See, this is where I shouldn't talk about stuff like that, because the players will do it. And then if something happens, I feel guilty. So I try not to encourage the players to do anything in particular. And we're getting droughted here, so it's a bad time for a Vits. See, this is why I don't listen to Vandy. But yeah, I don't encourage players to get in a push-down battle. I don't encourage them to do Vitses or special tucks. I just would feel very bad if something happened. 301 Geo, 299 Dog. And thank goodness Geo survived, so I'm absolved of all responsibility. Tetris Giovanni 347, 346 for Dog. So pretty close in lines, pretty close in score. All right, 394 for Dog, 395 for Giovanni. Close the entire way. And it was really like that in game one as well. They had similarly messy entries into level 19. Giovanni's was just a little bit easier to survive than Dog was. But yeah, these players really close the entire way. You know, I think when we started this tournament, there was kind of an idea like, okay, now we're getting sort of the rollers out of the way. No more rolling. We're going to give these like DAS main players a chance here. But what we're finding is like, yeah, there are definitely, you know, high level DAS players that were not really able to have a monthly online tournament for them to play in. But what we're finding is that generally speaking, like the best players are rolling usually, and they also end up being among the top DAS players as well, just from their Tetris smarts and their experience and seeing adjustments and stacking and all that. And there's only a handful of people that are just kind of hidden away and they're only playing DAS, so they never. There's, you know, Giovanni's one of them. But, you know, Dog getting here to the semis. Nenu. We're going to transition into 19. 582 from Giovanni, 530 from Dog. So Giovanni's got a little separation here. But Tristop getting to the semis here. Last month, Pixel Andy winning. Fractal getting to the semis. So, as it turns out, the best players are generally the best players. And so far, the DAS tournament last month was won by, well, one of the best rollers. So it'll be fun to see whether we can get sort of a DAS mainer to win one of these tournaments. Dog in a little bit of a situation on that left side. He's chopping it down with L's and J's and so forth. This is very tough for Dog, but he's going to bring it down. Okay, there's a nice triple to bring the stack down. Dog is back down to safety, and he can start trying to build up for Tetrises again. Giovanni up about 120,000 points, though. Just about the same line count. Giovanni, one of these players who's now, I think, more in the spotlight now that there are DAS tournaments that are kind of happening. Oh, Dog, that right side is kind of a mess. He's going to bring this down. He's low. You should be able to work this, but he's losing significant pace here. But Giovanni kind of burning here, so not losing pace because Gio is burning as well. So maybe Dog has an opportunity if he can get clean faster and set up. Maybe he can cut into this lead. Now, remember, if you're used to watching Masters with open tournaments or something like that, rollers and tapping and all that, they're going to get to and through 29 significantly. But 29 is effectively a kill screen here, so you've got to be efficient. And you don't have a lot of chase down ability. So Giovanni just really needs to stay alive here to put the pressure on Dog. Gio with a Tetris, 845, still 100,000 points ahead. Dog, we're now just about 16 lines away from the level 29 DAS kill screen. Some players can play a little bit past there, but you cannot count on that. And Giovanni getting up a bit high here. This board is a mess, and Giovanni going to top out at 851. So this gives Dog the opportunity he needs. One Tetris would get him there, and he gets that Tetris, and Dog will take game number 2 and tie it up. And you can see just how close it is the entire time. And then one little mistake or misdrop or one bad run of RNG can do your game in and give your opponent an opportunity to get right back into it. All right, let's get both players underway. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Giovanni and Dog. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Dog believes in level 30, DAS 39. I wouldn't, you can get into a lot of trouble, saying that certain things can't happen in the future. Oh, this cannot happen. This will never happen. Doubting has not been very profitable when it comes to the classic Tetris scene. Look at that floating Mino. Dog taking care of that. I love floating Mino. Anytime I see a floating Mino, I love that. Now, I'm not going to come out and say, oh, well, DAS level 39 or DAS 29 play will be a significant thing, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen so many things happen in this game over the, 6-7 years I've been involved in it. And so many people doubting what can happen, what can't happen. I'm not going to say what can happen or can't. Oh yeah, true. PIW Tetris says, I remember back in 2019 asking Yanni if PAL Max is possible. Guess his answer. Well, probably impossible. I mean, that was the wisdom back then. Like, oh yeah, it's not possible. Maybe there were a few believers, but I always thought it was possible. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm a person that, it would have to be literally physically impossible for me to say it's impossible. Not just like, well, it's very unlikely. You don't want to, limit the future or, possibilities in the future to the level of your own stagnant imagination. So I've never done that. Giovanni getting up a little bit high in the stack here. This is going to be trouble. And he's dependent in the middle of the board too. Oh, he's going to flop that bar over to the left. That's going to help a little bit. But I don't know if this is going to be survivable. This is so tough. Giovanni's got that give up body language, and no, he's going to top out at 177. The target for Dog is 178. He doesn't need a lot of anything to get there, and I think he knows it. He's just taking doubles. Relaxed posture here. And he's just going to single and double this out. Lucas says the first match happened already. This is the first match. Oh, he's going for the pushdown point. And he gets the 2 points. Dog will take it by 2 points. He saw that the score was tied. He only needed those pushdown points. He tried a couple of times. That could have been dangerous if he didn't get it a few pieces in a row. So a 2-point victory for Dog here in game number 3. What a legend. All right, both players are ready. It is game number 4. Dog looking to wrap this up right now against a dangerous opponent. Giovanni needs to win to stay in. Let's go 3, 2, 1 Tetris. I think we may have a little bit of stream delay on one of our sides here because one of the streams buffered during the last match, and well, we're just gonna have to deal with it because I didn't refresh it. Giovanni with the 5 below on the left side, placing that J piece upside down to make an O tuck. You get a better leave with that than other alternatives where, you know, if you placed it flat and put that O there, you'd create a little notch in column 1, which is not ideal. So that is much better move because it keeps that left side, that column 1, higher than that column 1 and 2, higher than that column 3. And he's going to do another one, Giovanni. 93,000 Geo, 91,000 for Dog. You know, a lot of people think these adjustments are a lot of times just for swag, but they have real utility, and there's a reason behind them. 142 Giovanni, 130, although, you know, swag points are certainly a factor. $188 Geo, $183 Dog as we get underway here in game number 4. Dog's brother won the tournament last month. He's looking to go from the finals. He's 1 game away from doing that. His brother was knocked out in the top 8 against Giovanni. So Gio having to play the 2 brothers in a row. And actually, Giovanni has a really tough road here to the finals. Had to face Nenu, who was in the finals last month. Had to play him in round 1. K9 watching Tetris with the $111.11. I actually forgot to freeze contributions to the match Reno. And so K9 gonna get us to $999.99. I forgot to freeze the contribution, so I guess it's open. So yeah, so Giovanni had to get through Nenu round 1, Andy round 2, Dog here in round 3, and then whoever, of course, is the winner of the bottom half of the bracket. So very, very tough road. Maybe the toughest, and he's the number 1 seed, so you would expect maybe to have the easiest road. But I would argue that he has the toughest road. Peak wants me to leave it open. I'll leave it open. Now, of course, those names are intimidating, you know, oh, Andy, Dog. But, you know, it is a DAS tournament, and, you know, Nenu, you know, 2-time winner. In fact, all 3 players that he has to face are CTM Masters event winners, so that is tough. But again, it's not their native or at least current playstyle, though Andy did start out as really a world-class DAS player. We are going to make some changes for the top-level tournaments here in CTM. Right now we have a rule where anybody who makes the semifinals is guaranteed to make it into the next month, and they won't be relegated back down to the bottom, you know, or relegated to the, you know, to whatever their actual qualifier is. And that is just a way to sort of recognize that, you know, people can have an off month, but, you know, if you make it to the semis, that you certainly kind of earned your way. But what that ends up doing is guaranteeing that 5 spots, because remember, we got the semis rule. Oh, nice adjustment for Dog here to set up an L-tuck. And then also the winner of the previous, of the lower tier, right? So here in DAS Masters, the World Circuit, and in the Masters event, Challenger Circuit. So that is effectively 5 spots that you cannot qualify into. And that is a lot, right? It makes it really tough to climb your way into there, and some deserving players potentially weren't able to make their way in previous months. So we are going to be reverting or changing that rule for the top level tournaments only to a finals rule instead of a semifinals rule. So that means only 3 spots in the top level of each tournament will be reserved. 617 Giovanni, 603 for Dog. Masters finals on Tuesday, by the way. That's a good question, Brosmans. 643 on 19 for Giovanni, 627 for Dog. These are huge paces for DAS. And so I think players that have, their play style is not DAS sometimes can have a tough time here on 19 because they're just used to that left side stacking being much higher. So it's always interesting to see how these players like Dog and Fractal and Andy and Tristop and so forth handle this 19 play. I gotta believe there could be an incredible temptation to play the way you normally stack, but you can't do it. 735 Dog, 729 Giovanni. So Dog in the lead by a small amount and has lines in hand, gets another Tetris. Semis rule will be in effect. We will still do the semis finals rule for September, but no longer. And it's only at the top level. The lower levels right now, we're still going to be doing the semis rule. But that could change. 846 for Giovanni, 797 for Dog. See, at the lower levels, there's a place for the winner to exit, right? The winner of those tournaments exits the tournament. So there's kind of more space for players to earn their way in. Dog setting up aggro. Column 8 there. Going to take a couple of skims here. He's trying to build out that left, trying to take some burns. A little bit of a drought. Going to create a gap, but he gets a Tetris. 865. Giovanni back in the lead. And he's going to find a skim to get Tetris ready and a Tetris for him. 940 for Giovanni. 866 for Dog. El Peltum says, no way, Vandy actually listened to me. Yeah, I think that's probably where I got the idea in the end. But it made a lot of sense. Listen, Vandy will listen. So Gio here trying to figure this out. Oh, that's going to be a great L piece for that left. Good adjustment for that left side for Giovanni. He's trying to bring it down. He's working one row off the bottom. A quick long bar would be great for him. 964 for him. 937 for Dog, who is lower and flat. Tetris Giovanni. See if there's pieces that Dog would be putting over to that left side if he were playing his normal play style. He's just going to have to take that burn. Dog will. Giovanni in trouble. He's got a max out here. He's got another Tetris A36, but that left side was kind of cut off, so he really needs to do something to bring this down, and he is not going to be able to score Tetrises. He's got 11 lines to work with. Dog, 12 lines to work with and needs 80,000 points. Tetris is here worth over 30,000 points. There's one for Dog at 995. Gio needs to set up for a Tetris, or he's going to set up for a center well Tetris. Can he set up for one more to put this out of reach? That one was crucial. Dog might have to set. Dog needs to set up for 2, no matter what. And actually, he might need to set up for 3. And there's one for Dog, and he is not going to be able, unless he can do something here on 29, but not really going to be possible. No, that right side is going to be cut off, and Giovanni is going to clutch out some Tetrises at the end to put this out of reach against Dog. So clutch level 28 play. Dirty Tetrises for Giovanni to force a deciding game number 5. Both players are ready. This is it. The winner goes to the finals. Nothing else to say except whoever wins has got a shot at the championship. Let's go. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. All right, players using the same bar, I believe, for Tetris's. Geo, a little bit of a messier leave there. Maybe it wasn't the same bar. All right, long bar in for Giovanni. 47,000 for him. There's one for Dog. 68,000. All Tetrises to start off with for Dog. All right, Dog flattening out this stack. Waiting for the next bar. There's a Tetris. Dog very polite even when he's alone. Like if he's going to cough, he's going to cover his mouth even if he's alone in his room. No one to catch any stray germs there, but it's still, it's a good habit. Dog going to take his first burn there through 24 lines. XX Potato is here. Rocco Ricci Tebanoku Jedi Evan. Hello. Ben Squirrely is in the chat. Gray Guy Gamer Alex H. Sup Daft. Doc Pie here. Alejo Afville. PYMBLH, I think, is here. Wallbant is here. Weissbrot. Trisky Sky Taco Mom. Sodium Overdose. Hello to all of you. Ricky Bot, Stolen Short Swords, Elazawi. K9 watching Tetris. It's one of the things that keeps me back every single month. I just love seeing all these familiar names. After this match, there will be another one. It's going to be between Tristop and Peak. On the YouTube side, hello to Tom J, Huineman, Pedro Sales Jr., Spreegit Wang, St. Nicholas, Fluffy Lemur, Whoops, Josh, Nick Gamer, Ramik Psymaster, User 173, and Ratchet. So, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying the same thing that I'm enjoying, which is this great matchup. Giovanni finished in the semis last month, went out to Pixelandy. He won a critical game 4 to extend this match against Dog, looking to get to the finals. And Dog, of course, maybe trying to avenge the family name here, because Geo took out Pixelandy this month. Billy Mack is here. Michael at YouTube, welcome. Please give a follow if you're not following. That would help us out. We are at just under 9,500 on Twitch, just under 13,000 on YouTube. So if you're watching and not following, please help us out. 400 for Dog, 384 for Giovanni. Tetris Geo 409. So trading the lead back and forth, except Geo a little bit further ahead in lines. There's a spire there in the middle and gets a great L piece for that left. And now trying to build out and flatten out that left and middle of the stack. Only one good place for squares on that left side. Well, maybe two. Let's flatten it out. Tetris ready gets a Tetris. 437. The true Vits for Giovanni. What a hero. And Doug building out that left, waiting out the bar. Gets the bar. 475. So now we're just about 21 lines away from the 19 transition. The speed increases by 50%. Pieces on 18 fall one row every 3 frames, and on 19 it's one row every 2 frames, so a 50% increase. For all you frame enjoyers out there. Mr. Burrow is here, welcome. 489 Giovanni, 545 for Dog. Remember, Peak and Tristop coming up right after this one. Giovanni, the first one into 19 at 536. Dog is going to get a Tetris. He's at 591 and has one more Tetris available. Going to try to flatten out this stack a little bit. He heads into 19. Giovanni with a flat stack, but getting kind of high here. Long bar, very welcome. And he's going to get another Tetris. 588 into 20 for Giovanni. 618 transition for Dog. So that 18 pace, which, you know, maybe isn't as crucial between rollers and tappers. I guess there are no tappers anymore, but are not many. But critical here in a DAS game. 642 for Geo, 649 for Dog. There's another Tetris Dog, 674. Flat board Tetris Dog, 700. He's got about a 50,000 point lead. Tetris Geo. And it's fun to kind of find, you know, these players who we call the overall best players in the world. Oh, Dog. I'm not sure if that was quick tapped over or if that had barely, looks like it had just enough DAS to get over. Like just. That could have been really bad. 737 for both players now. Geo ahead in lines though. Yeah, people will talk about whether we want CTM tap. You know, maybe someone else can do that, or I don't feel very strongly about a tap tournament. Because basically rolling is the next evolution of tapping, so it's really... Whereas DAS is and always has been its own unique play style. Oh, Giovanni's left side is a problem. He needs a bar over that right side, and he's not getting it. He's going to top out at 777. And Dog is good and will hold off a threat from Giovanni. Dog is going to make it into the finals, and that is DAS gameplay right there in a nutshell. It's so dangerous to have really any defects in your stack. And so it really rewards like perfect stacking and punishes imperfect stacking. So brutal. We'll watch Dog play it out. He's at 854 through 26 if he wants to mullen it out and go for the max. We'll watch him do it. It's going to be Tristop and Peak playing here. All right, Dog going to get a triple over. He's still got about 22 lines to go, so that's going to be, well, now 20, so he's got about 5 Tetrises to go. Or, you know, 30,000 plus, so he still could get a max out here. It doesn't have much slop though to get that. I think he can take those burns. Well, maybe now. See, 11, he can still get 3. There's 1. 3 won't do it. Will 3 do it? Almost. Yeah, so he's going to need this one, and he's going to need more to get that max out. And he see what he can eke out. And he can't do it, but he's going to get a 996. Big score here from Dog. What a match between Giovanni and Dog. It's tough to see either one of these players go. Giovanni's going to go out again in the semifinals. Such a brutal format, such a brutal play style. And it's going to be Dog moving into the finals. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.